Hey, everybody, welcome to the Geek Perspective Show, episode 82. Can't believe we're on 82. And today it's just me and Tom. Derek's under the weather, so we'll be handling the business ourselves. We've got some cool stuff. I actually have an unboxing. We're going to talk some Hollywood entertainment, geek type stuff, news, and maybe get into Trump so Tom can spew all over Trump a little bit. And so that and more. So stay tuned for all the goodness. What's going on, Tom?
Nothing. What's going on, Roy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I look like a midget compared to you on camera.
Yeah, well, I mean, at my desk.
Person.
Yeah, it's the setup you got over there in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, I have a new webcam, and I figured let's put it on top of the TV because I have a TV in my kitchen. Mm-hmm. And I've been looking at the whole time, but I like the background. You can see my sports pops, or my sports pops over here. There it is.
The
and
mug.
My horror pops here, and so I kind of like that. But
cool.
What I do like about this view, I can stand up if I want because I've been wanting to stand up sometimes.
Yeah.
Do some talking standing up, and then I'll be able to do that now. So hopefully I'll leave it like this, and then we'll go from there. Cool. But I talked to Tom off the air that I have an unboxing. What I ended up doing was there's a hot sauce company called Puckerbutt. And yeah, right. What's a funny little name?
It is a funny name.
This gentleman down in Carolina, he makes Carolina Reaper. He doesn't make them; he grows them. Carolina Reapers, and he makes hot sauce, and he sells hot sauce, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a hot sauce of the month club, and they have all kinds of cool hot spicy stuff. So I joined the hot sauce of the month club. So every month I'll be getting a hot sauce. So we'll be opening some hot sauces. So I figured I'd do an unboxing, and we'll open up with the unboxing just so we can get this out of the way and get into all the news and all the good stuff. The first thing I'm unboxing is the mother of all candy bars. It's Willie Pete's Chocolates. It's a half-pound chocolate bar. It's dark chocolate infused with Carolina Reapers in a caramel filling with ground scorpion peppers. Now, Tom, check this out. It has a heating scale on it.
Okay.
It's not at all, mild, hot, caution, warning, and this bar is danger. The camera here. Washed out here.
Yeah, it's all washed out. It's too close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, we got it. So
a little better.
Yeah,
I have a light on, and his light's killing it. Hold on a minute. Let me get the light off. Hold on. I want you guys to see this stuff.
Yeah,
It's a little darker right now, but I'll keep it like this while we're doing the thing. So I want you guys to be able to see this. See if that helps.
Yeah. We can see the mushroom cloud, Willie Peter's chocolate.
And you can kind of see the where my finger is right here.
Yeah, I can see the scale. Yeah. Yep.
Kind of see it. What's cool about it is it's owned by a veteran, and they have a crisis line, so the money goes to a good cause.
Nice.
And the back of the bar actually has the crisis line on it, so that's very cool.
Yeah, I like that.
So I like supporting the military when I can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
My dog's destroying everything. Hold on a minute. My dog's getting everything over here. Of course, we're doing a show. My dog's going to start getting there, all the stuff. And now my Alexa's going crazy. What is going on? First show of the year. It's all going to hell very quickly.
Can't hear you.
I know. I was shutting my machine off. She was playing music. So I got a hot sauce here. And one of them I ordered. And one of them is the hot sauce of the month club. So I don't know which one I'm opening first. We'll have to see because it's wrapped up very well, as you can see. Wrapped up very well. They don't want you to get into it. Oh, and by the way, there were peanuts. This thing was covered in peanuts, by the way, when I first got it. I dumped all the peanuts out. So when I opened it today, it didn't go over the floor, and the dog would eat them because that would be good.
You're talking about packing peanuts, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Packing. Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
Yeah, not regular peanuts. Because that would be kind of nice too. I like peanuts.
I thought that's where you were going. You were going to say they were like
bad,
spicy peanuts or something.
Yeah. All right, let me get this thing out of here. Holy Jesus, I don't want to get you into this stuff. So this is extra mean green Puckerbutt hot sauce. It is a heat level 4. It is a smoking hot. It is 4 levels. This is the hot sauce of the month. I think you can kind of see it there.
Yep, a green. Yep. Nice.
Yeah, nice little hot sauce there. Try that at some point. We'll do a taste test. And I got one more here. Apparently, I didn't get all the peanuts out of here. There's still peanuts in here. So let's see what we get in this one. Like I said, I ordered one of them myself. And I don't remember which one I got because I can't remember last week. Never mind when I ordered this before Christmas.
I know the struggle.
Yeah. Was that?
I said, I know the struggle.
The struggle is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who knows me will understand this hot sauce. This is the spicy shock. It says eat the heat. So I had to get one with a shock on it. So this is the shock. And it's got like it's a level 5 on this one. So again, we'll do a taste test. Carolina Reapers, of course. So that's that for those. In this Moab bar here, we'll be doing a challenge with this bad boy. It's a half a pound of freaking chocolate.
Dude, that's
Tom
huge.
Yeah, I was telling Tom how heavy this damn thing. He goes, dude, it's a half a pound. A half a pound of food. I wasn't comprehending that. I just lifted it up and was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and so the thing I thought about first is like I remember in high school being an athlete and carbo loading and like making like a pound of pasta. I couldn't eat a pound of pasta. I know some people could. I couldn't do it. That's a lot of food. That's a pound of food sitting in your stomach right away. So I have a question for you, Roy.
Yeah.
Last time I was there and we did a show, I was there and we did the show. You had that blueberry hot sauce. Was that part of the monthly?
No, that was just a sauce I bought.
Okay. And I actually tried that one. I actually did. It was funny because Roy, like, you know, we were upstairs talking after the show and he tested it and he asked me, and like Roy is always asking me to do challenges and stuff. And immediately I was just like, no, he didn't even finish the sentence. I was like, no. And I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. He's just asking me to like taste it. And I tasted it. It wasn't my bag. It was hot. Too much vinegar for me. Like not enough blueberry taste because I love blueberries, but it had a vinegar. But it'd still probably be good on something, I thought. So
I've had it on chicken. I had some chicken wraps today. Buffalo chicken wraps. Wasn't much buffalo, but I put it on that. It was really good on that. But again, I don't get a lot of blueberry either, if any. It's mostly vinegar, but I like vinegar.
I don't.
So all right, if we ever do challenges, no vinegar challenges for Tom.
Yeah, it's fine. My whole family loved it. Put it on French fries and everything, you know, which is a New England thing. And the smell of it, just even the smell of it, turns my stomach. Do not like vinegar.
Yeah, it's definitely a vinegar. I've watched other people open that hot sauce, and they said the same thing, that they couldn't taste a lot of, if any, blueberry. It's not super hot either. Like you handle the heat really well. Like you weren't like, oh my God, this is ridiculous.
No, it wasn't bad at all. It was warm, but it wasn't bad. It was, I mean, I took a very little bit too. It wasn't a lot. It was just on the tip of a toothpick. I put some on a toothpick and did it.
Yep. So, but again, though, you still handled it well. I mean, I was pouring on the wrap. I mean, because it's hot, but it's not like, oh my God. The challenges were a lot hotter than that. It just tasted good, but again, it was vinegar. So, but if you want to try some hot sauces, the Puckerbutt company, they're a good company. I think it's puckerbuttcompany.com. I think You can go there. You can order stuff from them. They're from Carolina. They have videos on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel called Heat 101, I believe. It's a husband and wife. They work for Puckerbutt. It's a great channel. I watch their channel a lot. Some of the hot sauces that they've gotten and tried, I'm going to get myself and try it. They're awesome. The wife actually does professional hot challenges. She actually did, I think, 2019, 18, 17, around that time. She did the world hot pepper challenge where they were eating actual hot peppers, and she finished in the final 2. It was an international challenge. Yeah, she's a badass.
Oh, I watched her, actually. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. We watched her at your house that time. Yes, I know. With her, I don't know if it's her friend or boyfriend or husband.
It's her husband.
It's her husband, and he can't take the heat like she can. I mean, everybody can. She's good. Like, she's incredible. Although she disappeared in one of the videos we watched, she just went off camera and never came back.
I'm done. I'm out of here. Yeah. She suffered through one of them. But so check them out. Shout out to them, and shout out to the Texas hotspot and to the Lone Star crew. There's a couple of our friends online, so check them out if you like hot challenges, spicy challenges. Next week we have the Peanut Brutal Challenge. Finally,
nice.
It's been how many months? Like 3 or 4 months, at least.
You and Shay.
Yep, Shay, the Reaper Paranormal Investigator, is going to be doing the challenge. Brave young woman, doesn't know. I don't know if she knows what she's getting into.
Is she doing it from your house, or is she doing it from her own house? Or
I don't even know. We haven't even gotten that far.
Okay.
So that's a good question. I'll talk to her and see what she wants to do. Who knows? We'll play it by ear, I guess. I'll talk to her because I was wondering that myself this morning, and I'll message her probably tomorrow. But yeah, next Saturday live on our show, Peanut Brutal Challenge. This came out 5 months ago. So this came out after the Tube of Terror. So we'll see. It's the same company, so we'll see about that. And Tom and I have a podcast, an actual podcast. This is a podcast, but we're just not putting it up in the podcast realm. We have a podcast called The Reaper Paranormal Show, where we talk all kinds of paranormal stuff. We talk about haunted locations. Robert the Doll, which I was talking crap about him, and then all of a sudden Tom started having some issues. If you listen to our podcast, you'll hear about Tom's issues, some crazy stuff that happened to the poor guy, and he blames me for it.
I do. I lost heat for a week.
TV issues.
My TV broke. My brand new top of the broke. Lots of weird stuff happening.
Crazy. So him and Shay were like, "Stop it! Don't say it no more." Or they were saying, "Go to Roy's house, attack him. It's his fault." So check that out. You can find if you go to our website. It is www.podpage/thereaperparanormalshow.com, or just type in Google search The Reaper Paranormal Show and it'll come up.
We're on all
episodes are there. What was that, Tom?
I said we're on all platforms.
Yep.
You go Apple Podcasts, Amazon Audible, everything.
Spotify.
So you can find.
If you go to our website, you'll see all kind of links. You can subscribe from one of our links. And
it's a really fun,
sexy voices.
Yes, really, really fun show. Yep. Really fun show.
This week we're doing paranormal news, so we got some cool stuff to talk about. Stuff I never even heard of before. It was like, holy Jesus!
Yeah, it drops every Thursday, by the way. Too.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday it drops.
We try to have it out by noontime if possible. So tune in for that. All right, let's get into some fun talk. We're going to start with some Star Wars. Tom's not a huge Star Wars guy, so we'll get this out of the way. Boba Fett is getting a spinoff. If you are a Star Wars fan, you must be excited about that because I know I am. If you watch the Mandalorian finale, some cool stuff happens, which is I'm guessing is going to lead into the Boba Fett show. It is going to be debuting in December of 2021, which is later this year. Jon Favreau is the producer. Whenever his name's on something, the last few years is a good thing.
Yes,
it's such a good thing. So hopefully that has some positive, good things looking forward to for that. I'm excited about it. I'm just Disney scares me. Excuse me. They scare me because I'm waiting for them to screw something up royally, and they've done so well with Mandalorian. You know, the Boba Fett spinoff is coming up. I think it's called the Book of Boba Fett. So I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful. And then if you watch the Mandalorian, it's crazy ending. Spoiler alert. I'll hold on for 5 seconds in case you want to pause this for a second. At the end of the Mandalorian, there was an appearance by somebody, and his name was Luke Skywalker. Yes, Luke Skywalker appears and just totally kicks everyone's ass. And Baby Yoda's like, "Oh, Grogu was his name," which is stupid ass name, but anyway, Grogu is the Baby Yoda, and he basically takes Baby Yoda to go train him and blah blah blah. But watch the Mandalorian. If you're a Star Wars fan at all, if you're Luke Skywalker fan, it was very cool. If you go on YouTube, there are reaction videos of the last episode. They're worth watching. There were grown men crying. Everyone was so excited, and I'm not saying anything bad about men crying because it's not.
No.
But people were so excited. Like I was giddy when I found out in Empire Strikes Back that who Luke's father was. It was that giddy. It was like, oh,
that's awesome.
And so it was very cool. So yeah. The way they did it was perfect. Like it was like he just came in and just wiped everybody out. It was like, damn, yep, that's Luke. And he flew on his X-wing. Like it was so cool. He flies in anyway. And if you watch the reaction video, everyone's like, "Wait, that's Luke's X-wing. Those are his colors." Like, oh my god, is it Luke? You know, I was like, no, it can't be Luke. Someone stole his X-wing, you know, or he gave it to somebody else, you know, something. But yeah, check it out, Mandalorian.
I want to give a shout out actually to. I think it was the last episode because we took 2 weeks off for the New Year's. But I'd like to give a shout out to Texas Hotspot because me and Roy, you know, we'll talk about stuff off here, debate stuff, whatever. And I don't know. I'm admitted that I don't know a lot about Star Wars. I saw the original 3, you know, which are 4, 5, 6. And then I fell asleep in the theater at Phantom Menace. Never watched it all the way through again. And then I saw the last one with you. So I don't know too much. And there's a lot of things bothered me about it. And they cleared up something that had been bothering me for years just by telling me. Because I was like, you know, they're in the future, but they're doing some weird stuff and, you know, that it's not really the future. And this whole time I'm 40 years old or whatever, I have thought that it was in the future. And they're like, no, it's a long time ago in a different galaxy. Cleared up so much for me, started to make sense for me. So I want to give those guys a shout out because nobody has ever, you know, when I do those, have those gripes about it, because it just logically doesn't make sense. Nobody has ever just been like, yeah, dude, it's the past, long time ago, different galaxy.
Were we debating it on the show one time? And I was telling you, and I was assuming that you knew that. No. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't even thinking that. I wasn't thinking like, what's in a different galaxy? That wasn't even dawning on me.
Yeah.
I was coming from like, oh, you know, everyone knows where it's from, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, when he said that to you, you were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, oh, that's all it was.
Yeah, it was just like, I was like, oh my God, that like takes away 10 of my issues with Star Wars right there. I mean, I still have other ones, but that just cleared up so much. So thank you, Texas Hotspot, for that. Cause yeah, I like it. I like to be educated like that. So that was awesome.
Well, you know, not changing the subject, but changing the subject. You know what else is coming out? WandaVision. Marvel.
Okay. I don't know much about WandaVision. It's a Marvel entity, I know that, but other than that, I don't know much about it. I've seen the Funkos at the shops now and stuff, and some are in black and white, so I guess it takes place partly in the past or something.
I don't know how they're doing it. I know it's Scarlet Witch and a Vision, and I don't know if they're stuck in a timeline or if they're stuck. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, they go through decades of the show.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, because it shows them in black and white, like you said, and she's wearing like a 50s outfit, and then there's one clip where she's they're in the 70s, something like the Brady's house or something like that.
Nice.
I'm like, huh. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're stuck somehow in a time loop of some sort, and maybe they have to do things to get forward. I don't know. I will check it out because it's Marvel, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll see what's going on. It's going to be 9 episodes. It premieres January 15th with a 2-part episode. They're going to air both parts, which is nice.
What's it going to be on?
What's that?
What's it going to be on?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you said that, but I would just clarify.
I don't think I did say that actually.
Oh, okay.
Or if I did, I wasn't thinking. It's January 15th, so check your local listings and watch the show. Did you say you finished Cobra Kai?
I did. I have finished Cobra Kai.
No, what'd you think of Cobra Kai?
Okay, I love it. I love it. Some people didn't like this season as much, and I can see some of the reasons why. I love it. I love the nostalgia to it. I love that they kind of, they do a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff with like one of the guys when they're doing like after the big fight from last season, talk about it, he goes, I didn't know. I thought everybody stopped doing karate in the 80s and stuff, just like, and they also play into those Daniel LaRusso is a piece of shit videos that come out, just like, or a piece of trash, just like they have the Zach Morris's trash. They also have Daniel LaRusso is trash, and they play into that. And so and just the nostalgia and the full-blown karate scenes, which are just so ridiculous and look ridiculous, but look so awesome too. I love it.
I think that's what they were going for with the ridiculous karate scenes.
Yes,
I think they were going for their 80s, you know, and if they were, bravo, because they were so over the top. But they were like, I grew up with 70s and 80s martial arts movies.
Yes,
and oh my god, they were the greatest ever.
Yes, they really were. Ever. Oh, we got he's a big fan of Eagle fan. Yeah,
yeah. Rich has been watching it. I don't know if he's watched the whole thing, but I'm watching TV and I get a text. I want an Eagle Fang T-shirt. Now this guy doesn't wear T-shirts of logos on them. He wants one of those. So next year for Christmas to him, that's our goal, to get Rich one of those T-shirts.
Well, it's so in the name to Eagle Fang. You know, and Billy Zabka, Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka's character. I just love that he's still like loves all the hair metal bands. Dee Snider is in this season. Yes. They go to a concert, Twisted Sister, or I don't know if it's Twisted or just Dee Snider. But I love all of that. It's just such a fun show. And then the cameo, or not even cameos, the guest spots this season too, with Elizabeth Shue and Chosen I forget her name, from Okinawa, and then Johnny Lawrence's friend now, that's the pastor.
Did you get that feel they were kind of bringing everything back full circle?
Yes.
I was getting that feeling they were going back to like the original, like almost like they were going to end it. Like they want to bring it all together, which we know now they're coming out with a new season, but which is great because this is such a good show. Yeah,
I mean, I don't expect too many more seasons just because it's Netflix. And we know what Netflix does. We know it's all, as shows become big, the actors, understandably, start demanding more money because they should, because the whatever company or network or whatever they're working for is making more money. So it's only fair that
and
they
I don't mind.
and then they just fucking, they get rid of it before they start demanding the money. So
I don't mind shows ending at the top.
No,
growing up, we've seen how many billions of shows that we've loved. In the end, it's like, oh, you sucked. Like, this could end 3 years ago. I would have been happy,
Going all the way back.
Have a show end, before. Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I still remember that episode where he jumped.
Me too. Me too.
Remember the episode where he jumped the shark.
Yep. It's like, Jesus. Oh, my dog wants to play a cameo. He's bored out of his mind, apparently. Don't like the microphone. So now I finished this next show, Chilling Tales of Sabrina. Tom hasn't finished the show. Don't lick the microphone. I didn't love. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I didn't love the show. I thought it was okay. There seemed to be like a bunch of different stories. They would have a little story, it would end. Go to another story, it would end. But there was a big story around it.
Yes.
I don't know. I was like, it didn't seem cohesive to me, but that might have been what they were going for, and I get that. It just, for me, it wasn't what I wanted. I thought I had read they would come out with a new season, and Tom totally ruined it for me by saying they're not, because the ending, I was okay with the ending as long as there was a new season. But the way it ended for me, I was like, there better be a new season, because if it's not, this sucks. So that's just my personal opinion. Comment below if you've watched this show, any of the shows we've talked about, any shows you want us to check out. Let us know, because we're always looking for cool stuff to watch. But I want to know what you guys thought of this show. If you watched the Chilling Tales of Sabrina, yeah, I had mixed reviews. I'm not upset that I watched it. I didn't feel like it was a waste of my time. I'm happy I watched it, but it wasn't. As Tom said it perfectly earlier off camera, it wasn't the best season.
Yeah, and I think there may be reasons for that. Now, after reading it, because before the show we were wondering if there was another season. So then I went and looked it up while Roy was doing some stuff. Then he looked up his article, and originally there was going to be at least another season. There was going to be a part 5 or whatever that, season or part or whatever they call it. So I'm thinking now maybe because when they found out that 4 was going to be the last part of it, that they kind of rushed a lot of the ideas from 5 into 4, and maybe that's why the season at points maybe felt a little disjointed, and maybe the ending, which I don't know. I'm not sure how many I have left, but it's not many episodes. I'll probably finish this weekend. Maybe that's why the ending felt a little flat to you too, or something, just because of the.
Oh no! It wasn't just flat. Wait, I can't say nothing.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it.
I cannot wait till you watch it. I want to know what you love about me. I'll be the one that hated it.
Yeah. And before we jump on, I know we're gonna talk about another show. Or something. Another show that everybody should check out if they haven't, and it dropped on I think the day after Christmas on Hulu. Letterkenny. The season I've saved the last 2 episodes so far because I love the show so much that I want to have something to watch like when I'm just chilling or whatever. But that show came back, and some people didn't like it as much as the other. There was constraints because of coronavirus. You can definitely even see it within the way the episodes are, the way they film certain stuff, that they were just trying to get stuff on camera to get stuff out for the people, for entertainment for people during the pandemic, which I appreciate. These guys are great, hilarious show. Letterkenny, it's a Canadian show. It's distributed by Hulu in America. I think Crave TV if you live in Canada. And if you haven't checked it out, it is hysterical, guys. It's been compared to a Canadian It's Always Sunny, or I
can see that.
Yeah, I can too. I thought that was the best because somebody else was like, "Oh, it's the best show now since Schitt's Creek." I think it's completely different. That you can't compare that and Schitt's Creek.
I agree with that. Yeah,
great. I love that show, but they're just different types of comedy, in my opinion.
I've only seen like 3/4 of the first episode, not for any reason. Just I got busy. It was good. It's just well done.
Yes,
and you don't get comedies like that much anymore, where things are just well done.
Yes.
You know, you can get a show that's funny, but it's just not well done. This show is just funny and well done.
And I love that they will touch anything and talk about anything on the show, kind of like It's Always Sunny. They'll talk about topics or stuff. But I love the fact that it's like they have one motto when it comes to that show. They're anti-bullying. So it's like you'll see fight scenes in here and people fighting and people making fun of everybody, but they're doing it back and forth to each other. You'll never see bullying. And I really appreciate that, especially in this day and age and what's happened over the past 4 to 6 years in the world and everything, that bullying is like come back, and I hate that. And they're very anti-bully. And I just love their process, because I've watched a lot of interviews with the actor Jared Keeso, who plays Wayne, the main character, and the guy that plays Glenn, the pastor. He directs they write them, and basically the writing process is they come up with an idea and then they just try to make each other laugh, and that's how they come up with and that's how they make their episodes. Like whoever can make the other one laugh harder. So
it works.
Very fun.
And on what you were saying about bullying, and I'm going to piss people off, and I'm okay with it. And I'm not saying it to piss people off, which is rare for me. Usually I'm trying to piss people off. But kids today, they're a ton more sensitive than when we grew up.
Oh, yeah.
Like my friends, if you came to my house, people came to my house when me and my friends were all together, you'd all be shocked. We all pick on each other. We make fun of each other, but we're friends. You know, we're not being hateful. That's just how we all grew up.
Yeah.
Kids today, a lot of kids, you know, they're very sensitive, and I'm not saying that's a reason to bully. I'm not saying it's their fault for being sensitive. I'm just saying that they're sensitive, so you shouldn't be bullying people for that reason at all. Like I wouldn't make fun of a young kid today because it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be doing it. You know.
Yeah. I agree. Well, and the world has changed a lot. And just my last thought on this is it's like there's so many other avenues to bully now with online bullying and stuff. And like, and to Roy's point, you know, kids are more sensitive. Plus, we're more aware of mental issues.
After effects, yeah.
You know, and stuff like that's great, PTSD too, yeah, and mental issues and stuff like that. And we're much more aware, in tune with that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's always bad. Bullying's not cool in any way, but I know what you're saying, right? Yeah, my friends that I've known for 40 years, it's a completely different way we talk to each other than I talk to people at work or whatever. You know what I mean? I get where you're coming from for sure.
Yep. All right, that's all I got for my shows I want to talk about. Is there anything you want to talk about for the shows? Any shows you want to bring up?
Let's see. Well, I brought up Leonard Kenny, and then we talked about Cobra Kai. Yeah, I mean that's basically what I've been watching. Yep, no, that's what I've been watching.
All right, make sure you guys like, subscribe, click that little bell icon so you stay informed of all our cool content, and listen to our podcast, The Para Reaper Show. If you go to our website, you can subscribe and see all our cool antics and our cool stories. And Tom got haunted by a doll from Florida. Some cool stuff happened to him.
Yes.
So check it out. We listen to our podcast and listen to Tom get pissed off at me for pissing off the doll. And speaking of getting pissed off, let's talk about Donald Trump.
All right.
Let's talk about it. What do you think about certain people storming the Capitol?
Where to begin, Roy? Where to begin?
First off, I want to say it wasn't Black Lives Matter, as some people are trying to say. Some people are saying that it was Black Lives Matter that was storming the building.
No, it was not. It was not Black Lives Matter. And like, I guess I'll start with, if you were condemning Black Lives Matter for protests, and I understand and I differentiate between a protest and a riot. I do. And I do think that a bunch of the Black Lives Matters protests were overblown by the media because this country is still racist. It is. I mean, is it as bad as it was 50 years ago? Maybe not. But to say that we've solved race in this country, that's just crazy. You know, I go back to people always talk about in this country, oh, we're such a young country because the country, you know, it's officially what 1776 is, you know, when we became the United States. And they talk about how young we are, but then those same people will talk about how long ago racism and civil rights were, and that was like 50 years ago. Like the civil rights movement was 50 years ago. So 50 years is a long time, but 300's a short time. That just does not jive with me. But so anybody that was condemned, that doesn't condemn those people being armed, storming the Capitol, just like they didn't condemn the people over the summer that stormed the state capitals because they had to wear a fucking mask. God forbid you got to wear a mask. And I have still yet to see how the, you know, this control, what the, how wearing a mask is controlling me. I mean, I have to wear a shirt and the shoes into a store.
That's okay. Yeah.
Go in. It's no shirts, no shoes, no service. It's been like that since I've been a kid. And I don't walk into a store with no shoes on and demand to be served. I don't. And just say, oh, these are my rights. If somebody could link that into like a cohesive argument, I'd love to listen to how that wearing a mask is controlling me. And then I think about it even more is we live in a digital age where there's a lot of cameras and everything, and you're being videotaped all along. Now I get to wear a mask. So now it's tougher to tell who I am. So I'm kind of happy like that. And plus it avoids me having to talk to people when I don't have to. I can just pretend I didn't see them because they're wearing a mask. But you know what I mean? Like you get in videotape, now it's hard to tell who you are because you're wearing a mask the whole time. But that's kind of a side tangent. But yeah, that's my first thoughts is if you were condemning Black Lives Matter and not condemning this in any way, or you were sticking up for Kyle Rittenhouse, that kid that went to those protests and shot 2 people in cold blood, and then we had the Free Kyle movement and people funding him, but you're looking into George Floyd's past and finding out that he jaywalked 30 years ago and deciding that because he jaywalked 30 years ago he deserves to die by the police. I can't see the line of logic personally. So that's my first thoughts. What are your first thoughts, Roy?
Well, it's when some people told me that it was Black Lives Matter, and then you see the images of, and I'll agree, a lot of the protesters for Black Lives Matter are white also.
Yes.
But when you see white people holding Confederate flags in the State House, no black person is going to be holding a Confederate flag. Despite what some people believe, black people do not like the Confederate flag for good reason. It's a flag of hate, whether you want to believe it or not. And some people will disagree with that. And of course, white people are the ones that disagree with it. What does that tell you? You know, you're not going to see black people disagreeing with it. That ain't going to happen. You know, so there's that. And there was some older gentleman, he's a white guy. He broke it when they were broken to the Capitol. He came out with a letter for Nancy Pelosi. Did you see this on the news?
I don't think I've seen this one.
Yeah, well, he held up a letter. It said Nancy Pelosi on the letter. I'm like, so you stole a federal document? And he goes, I'm going to run for Congress next year. But dude, you're going to be in prison. You better get arrested. If he does not get arrested, I swear to God, there's going to be riots in this country, because if a black person did that at the Capitol, we'd all be in jail right now. They'd arrest any black person you saw.
He'd be dead. If a black person tried that, he would have been shot on the spot.
And that was the other thing too. When you saw the security guards, black and white, retreating, there were black people that would not have happened. They would be going forward and shooting people with tear gas and those rubber bullets, real bullets. Like watch the Black Lives Matter protests. It was totally different than what happened. They were storming the State House. They should have been protecting that with all their being, and yet they didn't. You know why? Because the people that were storming it were white. It was okay. That's what this country is saying.
Yes, and you know, it's fuck, I forgot the first part of it, but you know, I saw the images of the Congress and everybody sheltering in place and hiding under the desks. So now they know how my students felt 3 times a year when we would have a random active shooter drill, because I'm not, I go back and forth on the gun things because I understand that, I'm not a fan of guns, but I understand people, that want them and have their rights. So I go back and forth. But we have so much nonsensical gun laws out there, and we and stuff. And anytime you bring up the fact that we want sensible gun control, not just like background checks, extensive background checks on people before they own a gun. Just that it gets brought up that we're trying to take away their rights and everything. And instead we make students as young as 4 and 5 years old do active shooter drills in their school, not knowing if this is real or not. I had to do it with autistic children when I worked in my autistic classrooms. And just the sound alone sets them off, and then everything going on. And you've been making them do this and that's just the price of our God-given right to own guns in America. It's like, come on, man. You're making a 5-year-old shelter in place so that you can go to a gun store and buy it without having to get a background check. That is atrocious to me. They're children. But now they've got to see. Now Congress gets to see what it's like, that uncertainty, hiding under a freaking desk, not knowing if somebody's going to bust in and shoot you and shoot all of your friends. Because I had to deal with it. I've taught every grade, every level, and it always made me sick when we had to do those drills. I luckily never got to witness an active shooting. I thank the Lord, but think about Sandy Hook and Columbine and it makes me sick. So, and I know that's a side tangent. I jumped off on a side tangent, but that made me
I want to know if, all these people, they know who they are they all going to be arrested like they should be?
A bunch are losing their jobs already. That was my first thought that I wanted to say. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, companies have, because people, putting it on their Facebook or whatever, companies have gone and seen it now. And
stupid. Put it on their Facebooks, really?
Apparently, yeah. A bunch of people are starting to lose their jobs for doing it. And, it was treason. They stormed the Capitol when, Trump's fault. He started this whole, or he's part of this whole conspiracy, and he played it up and played it up and played it up because he can't just take the fact that he lost. And I understand. I've read a lot of, that in that family, being a loser is a big deal. It's like the worst thing that can happen is to be a loser in that family. And so I understand.
What's your opinion on them possibly trying to impeach him again with only like a week and a half left of his presidency?
I'm for it. I'm all for it because he helped to incite that, and he did the stuff that he wrote that they'll be marching on the Capitol. The election had been decided a long time ago. He lost by a lot. It was, he lost by a lot. I'm sorry. Everybody, Mitch McConnell, up and down, they've all said there wasn't voter fraud on that level, and
his own Supreme Court.
Yes.
His own Supreme Court that he put in office.
Yes.
He put in office said there was no fraud.
Yeah. They decided, and just like the last time, and
which is right. They weren't even wearing masks. I didn't even think of that. They weren't even wearing masks.
But,
I'll get the COVID now. Watch.
Yeah, and we thought there was some election fraud the last election and other ones too.
It happens every election. There's always fraud.
And they do the investigations and they find that there is some, but not any. And I'm going to let everybody know that, I keep hearing people talking about, oh, yeah, all those dead people that voted. First of all, that's been happening since elections have been a thing.
Yep,
it's
the whole time,
on both sides. And in fact, it's been primarily more on Republicans than Democrats historically that dead people do it. Now, illegal immigrants, yeah, some are gonna do it. I personally don't have a problem with illegal immigrants because if you ever watch the movie A Day Without a Mexican, if you got rid of all the illegal immigrants, our economy would crash within 36 hours. It would just crash. Because you don't have the people doing some of those labor jobs for as cheap as they do. The economy would crash. And then on top of that, illegal immigrants paid more in taxes than Donald Trump and Jeff Bezos combined. You know, and they pay more in taxes. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't even pay taxes, and then he paid $750 last year in taxes.
Yeah.
And,
how did that work out?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos, Amazon owed $8 billion in taxes, so they gave a charitable donation of $350 million. The rest of that $8 billion was wiped out. It's no. Yeah, you know, they're more of a citizen than you are because they pay their freaking taxes. You know, they come here for a better life and they're trying to get in here and they're paying taxes. You don't. I paid for you to get Helivac to wherever so you could get top of the line drug medications for your COVID, you know, which apparently it was hundreds of thousands of dollars for the whatever you got. And I understand you're a president, but still, you didn't pay taxes before when you weren't the president.
No, why did they go to the White House and do it? I don't understand that at all.
I'm
like, huh?
I don't know. It's just, you know, you know, oh yeah, and that's a whole nother problem that we've been villainizing the poor for forever, saying the poor and the people on welfare are the ones that are robbing our country when it's really the Trumps and the Bezos and the Bill Gates and I'm going. You can see I'm going both sides now because rich is rich, man. It doesn't matter. They all want to keep that money. There's a reason they're rich. They don't spend money. They find the loopholes in the tax laws.
Well, and that's what rich people do. Like, if you think about it, the politicians, they've separated this country.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're Republican. If the people ever got together, I don't care what anyone says. Democrats suck. Republicans suck. And I fully mean that. Some people will say that. They don't mean it. I fully mean it. They all suck.
I do
all of them. And for people to be, Republicans, Democrats, Republicans. No, you're all the same. They're all the same. And if everyone starts to realize that, the people can finally take over this country like it should be. This is the country of the people, not of the Senate and not of the House. This is supposed to be our country. But yet they tell us what we can and can't do. You know, it doesn't make sense. They work for us. No, not really.
No. We work for them.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a racket. You know, people always talking about their freedom and this and that. It's like, but you have to ask permission to buy a house. You have to ask permission to do any work on your house. You have to, you know what I mean? Like, it's like they say we're this free thing, but they don't think about the fact that it's like all these tags, everything. We're not as free as you friggin' think we are, man. Like, it's like you said, it's if everybody came together, which will never happen because, you know, politicians over the last 300 years have done a great job on the divisiveness, like you were getting at, Roy. They pit it. It's, you know, when I was younger, it was Democrats were for the poor and middle class, Republicans were for the rich, and then we started getting into religion and birthing rights and gun control, and that became sort of the Republicans, and they sort of tricked everybody into thinking that they really cared about those things, and it wasn't about the dollar, you know, behind it. And Democrats did the same thing with their causes. They convinced that they really care about the reproductive rights and stuff like that when it's just about money, you know. It's because when a buddy has money in Planned Parenthood or whatever, or the Gateses, you know, have money in or were part of Planned Parenthood and stuff, and you know, it's sad. It's sad, and I don't see it getting better, unfortunately.
No, me either.
I don't see it. I don't see it getting better, and it's.
Oh, this is not episode 79. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah, because you said 82 at the top.
Yeah, it's 82.
Yeah, I think that whole display was disgraceful. Yeah, you know, all those countries that people criticize, you know, for whatever reason, and it's mostly because of ignorance and the way our media portrays those countries. Because I've come to realize that even a lot of people that I either work with or know don't really understand. Like in this country, we've been taught elitism for so long that we're the world power, we're the number one. There's people I work with, guys older than me. So I'm 40, and I work with guys older than me that didn't understand that, like, the Philippines was a developed nation. They thought people were running around with spears, hunting their meals, and the women are walking around gathering nuts and berries and shit, and it's like, dude, no, they had, like, another guy didn't really understand that they have cars in Africa.
Right.
It's like, dude. And and like, I guess I lucked out. I had really good teachers growing up, because I've known this. I've known Columbus is not a good guy since first grade. Like, we learned right away that he was a slave trader, a rapist, and a racist, whatever it is. And we learned that in first grade. And apparently, I see parents, they're trying to rewrite history and teach my children that Columbus was a bad guy. I've known that for 40 years.
Yeah, he wasn't. We learned he was the greatest person in the world when I was in school. I learned much later that he wasn't.
I must have had like some like just teachers that just went against the grain or something, because apparently like other people said they learned it like more in junior high and stuff. I was like, I learned that right in first grade, man, that he was a slave trader. So yeah, I think it was disgusting that what happened. I really do. I think it should be condemned. I think Trump should be condemned, and regardless of a week or a day, it should not. He's going to go away, but at least we're going to set the precedent that, because my fear is he's going to just start campaigning for 4 years from now and try to get back on the ballot in 4 years.
He says he's planning on it.
Yeah, but if we do this, we can stop him. Because I think it should. He incited treason, in my opinion. That's my opinion. And anybody that said the Black Lives Matter or treason, I don't agree with you, but that's your opinion. And my opinion is that he did it. What is your thoughts on the impeachment process going on right now?
The way I look at it is, it's a couple weeks left. I personally wouldn't even worry about it. That being said, I do agree this dude can cause a ton of damage before he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind them doing it. I personally wouldn't do it, but I can see why they're doing it. As far as him running in 4 years, if the people of this country are that stupid and want to let him in, and I know that it's a small base, but he got elected the first time. Mm-hmm. And he could happen again. If that's what they want, they deserve whatever they get. The problem is the people that want it don't realize, like, the white privilege they have. They don't realize the stuff they get away with. When one of my friends said that the Black Lives Matter, it's a corrupt organization. There's two different things. There's an organization of Black Lives Matter, and then there's a movement of Black Lives Matter. It's the movement that people are focused on. When it becomes a day where I can drive my car and see a police car, not have to worry about, is this when he pulls me over? That'll be a good day. That'll never happen in my lifetime. I've been pulled over 3 times in my life because of the color of my skin. It's happened to me 3 times. And when that changes, then you won't need Black Lives Matter. You won't need the protests. But like, guess what? Until people, and more and more people are, until everyone realizes what's going on, nothing's going to change.
That's a great point. And a real quick anecdotal story about white privilege. And that me and Roy have talked about this a lot. And that I understand it's a thing. I believe, and so I have fairly extensive criminal record. So I remember that I was going to court in Chicago, and it was more towards the south side of Chicago, which is predominantly minority, blacks, Hispanics, whatever. And so I show up to court that day, and I think I had even been drinking before court or something, but I wore nice clothes because I was able to have. I wasn't rich by any means. I will never tell anybody. I am middle. At that time, I was not even middle class. I was like, God, I didn't even. I was not even making enough. I did not even meet the poverty line at that time. But I had family and stuff. I had nice clothes from girl, whatever, because of privilege. I had some nice clothes. So I show up to court. I think I was a little drunk, whatever. Bunch of guys there with different races, stuff like that. And, some of them, not nice clothes, but they weren't going in there like, maybe some of them were, but most weren't going in there with their pants down to their ankles and, like being or anything like that. It was just, they just didn't own nice clothes because of their situation. Well, I walk in and I know for a fact the charges against me are much more severe than most of these guys. Some of them caught with like a dime bag or, whatever, public intoxication, just stuff like that. The judge is a white Irish guy. I start to walk to the bed. And now I had watched other guys, they're getting, jail time, whatever, for these minor offenses. I walk up to the judge. I don't even say a word. He looks at me. I'm wearing my clothes. He goes, "You can go." I was really? Like, I look around. I didn't say anything. I'm looking around. And then the cop / bailiff / whatever, because it's not like the normal court you see on TV. It's different, a little different than TV. Just FYI, everybody. And I look at him and he goes, "Let's go, bud. You're done." And I was like, I walk out and I was like, "So he's like, "No, he's good. He wrote you off. You're good to go. We hope we don't see you again." And that was it. That was it, dude. Wow. And if that's not privilege, I don't know what is. Privilege to the point that I had nice clothes, privilege that I was able to do that. I didn't even have to say a word. I didn't have to defend myself on it. And I know what was against me was worse. So, yeah. Privilege is the thing.
So people gotta learn. People learn. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
I am good.
All right, so guys, make sure next Saturday we are doing the I am doing it with our team member Shay. Tom is not doing it. He's going to be the judge and jury.
I'll be hosting the episode.
Well, that's what I meant. I don't know why I said judge and jury. The white guy's in charge.
Yeah. I will be hosting just because they're eating hot stuff. So definitely check it out and make sure you check out our podcast this Thursday.
Yes, we'll be talking about some paranormal news. So go to our website, the Reaper Paranormal Show. You can look it up on Google, or you can type in what is it? podpage.com / the Reaper Paranormal Show. And if you go to our website, there are links that you can click on and you can subscribe to our actual podcast, where you'll get informed and downloaded the content right to your phone or iOS device or whatever you listen to us on. We'll also have it on YouTube, so you can watch our show on YouTube. So next Saturday, challenge. Every Thursday, paranormal show with me and Tom. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which again has the Geek Show and the Paranormal Show on it. So you can watch our beautiful faces on video, or you can listen to our sexy voices on audio if you want. So follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So for Tom and myself, you guys have a good night. Thank you for listening. Happy New Year.
Thanks, guys.